How to stay in the end, in the state of the wish fulfilled, and how to use baby steps to do it. That's what I'm going to tell you today. It's important to live in the end. It's important to live as the person you want to be rather than the person you are. But it's also important at the same time to accept where you're at, to have gratitude for where you're at and the blessings that you do have already. So it's a balancing act of being grateful for where you're at, the blessings you have, the gifts you have, as well as not denying yourself the desire to improve, to grow, and to be the person you're really capable of being. So it's a balancing act of gratitude and also the desire to improve and become better. The baby steps are what's going to get you there, because the baby steps have a momentum of their own. So when you decide to have a big goal and then you cut that up into micro goals and you just take small steps towards it, you build momentum towards your goal. And the small steps don't all have to be rational steps. So yes, keep your accounts in order, keep well groomed, keep everything right, keep your car clean. If you want to be attracted to someone, you have to be clean yourself, you have to be well groomed, and you have to have a clean house, a clean car. So if you want to find a partner, you have to keep your environment clean. You have to keep yourself clean, and you have to keep yourself very magnetic and attractive all the time, and your car and your house and everything else. And if you let it slide, if you look great but your car looks terrible and smells, and you have old takeout containers in there from a month ago and your car smells, it doesn't matter how hot you are, you will be repulsive to the person that's in your car. So cutting out the old out of your life. I used to hold on to everything. I used to hate letting things go, especially expensive things. But I realized I can't maintain and clean and organize a whole lot of things. So even my expensive things I had to get rid of, and I had to keep just the amount of things that I can organize and keep in an ordered environment. And that's the thing about respecting yourself. You have to keep an ordered environment. You have to keep well groomed. You have to keep everything in order, and that's the basis, is self-respect and keeping everything in line. And that's all you can do. So when you do the right thing, you have to let go of the outcome and let the universe work for you behind the scenes. And that's what's going on. Is once you've done your duty, once you've done what you're supposed to do, you have to leave it. And you have to picture there's a machine going, like an Amazon fulfillment center behind the scenes, that's going to get you what you want. It might not be in the exact way you want it. It might not be the exact thing you think that you want. But what's meant for you is coming to you, and you have to have that faith. The faith is essential. You can work as hard as you want. You can prepare as much as you want. But if you don't have the faith in yourself and the self-love and the self-respect and the self-worth, you will not be satisfied. Even when you get what you want, you get the car you want, you get the house you want, you get the income you want, you get the partner you want, you won't feel secure within those things because you won't feel you deserve it anyway. So the first step is self-respect, keeping a clean environment, respecting yourself, respecting your health, getting everything ready to receive. Once you have a solid foundation of self-love, self-respect, and order in your life, and discipline, and structure, then the blessings start flowing in and you can let go. You should start panicking if your room is messy, if your car is messy, if there's dishes piled up in your kitchen. if things are a mess, it's time to get up and do one thing at a time. And there's so much satisfaction. Even if you're behind on the cleaning, even if you're behind on the bills, even if you're behind on the taxes, take that first baby step. The relief you get from action. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. And there's no step too small towards satisfaction and towards success. So you got to take that first step. It starts with a clean environment. Is your environment clean around you? Can you find a pen if you need a pen? Can you find all your equipment that you need to get your work done every day? Is your kitchen in order? Do you know what you're going to eat? Do you know when you're taking your paid time off? All these things, all these blessings and advantages we have right in front of us, having a clean environment gives you a canvas to paint a beautiful day. But you can have everything. You can have a full bank account. You can have a partner. You can have everything. But if you wake up and there's squalor everywhere, and there's wrappers and receipts, and dirty laundry mixed with the clean, and dishes in the sink, you'll never be able to have peace if you don't have the self-respect to give yourself a clean environment. And when you start with the basics, start with the baby steps. I believe money is energy and you should let it flow. So it starts with your environment. If your environment isn't clean, you need to get it clean. Start by cleaning the surfaces, vacuuming, doing your laundry, and then figuring out what you can do without. Generally, things you haven't used, like the winter clothes you didn't use last winter, and the things generally you haven't used in 6 months, get rid of that. There's a law of disuse. And when you haven't used things, the energy becomes very low in your environment, and it shows that you don't use the things you have, so why would the universe give you more things? So, to create room for the new things, you have to get rid of the old things. And you have to get rid of your old mentality, and you have to die. Let the old man die, like the Bible says. You really need to die to your old self, your old things, your old toxic relationship patterns. All these things you need to die to, and you need to start taking the baby steps towards your new life. That starts with a clean environment. That starts with structure. Knowing what you're going to do to work out, to have a healthy body. Having a plan for your health. Having a plan for your diet. Having a plan for taking vacations and enjoying your time off. And recharging your batteries. And having a plan for a social life. These are all things you can take baby steps. And if you're not good at cleaning and you can't keep a clean house, spend the money on a cleaning lady. Spend the money on someone to help you clear your house. Spend the money on a coach. Spend the money and invest in yourself. I'm telling you, let the money flow. If you have the money to spend and invest in yourself, invest in that course that you've been wanting to take. Invest in that certification. Invest in the cleaning lady to help you have a clean environment. And that person's earning a good living. Pay them well. And they're providing you a service, and everyone's life gets better when you let your money flow for what your needs are. If you're not interested in cooking and you don't have time to cook and you have the resources, do those meal prep services where they prep your meals and deliver it to you. Order your food or go to a restaurant every day, especially if you're single. Go out to a restaurant during happy hour, order a meal, and talk to people. And if you have money, spend it on doing these things. And if you're not a great shopper, I've seen so many people try to stop eating out. Like they try to stop eating out and to save money. But they don't know how to shop and budget and make meals for themselves, so they end up spending $200 at the grocery store not eating the food and eating out anyway and not enjoying themselves and feeling guilty. And this whole guilt thing over everything. It's like, if you can afford it and eating out works for you, do that. That way you don't have a whole bunch of food lying in the house that you can eat and, get it, or if you can't afford it, you have to find a way to cook the food on the weekends and freeze it and prep it and put it, and that's not even hard either. And there's thousands of videos on the internet to show you how to do all these things. And you just have to find what works for you, but you have to have a structure and you have to have that repetition. So if you're doing meal prep, repeat that for a year and see how it works out. If you're doing another thing, repeat that. But it's about consistency. It's about practicing different systems to get you to where you want to be and valuing the right things. And when you have a lot of money flowing in, you stop valuing the small change money here and there over your time. So if you're charging hundreds of dollars an hour for coaching a client or doing something, consulting, or for whatever service you're doing, you can afford to eat out every night and not spend the time to go grocery shopping and cooking, because that's a waste of time because you're making the money. So it really depends on where you're at. There's no one size fits all for everyone. And that goes with working out too. We're all at different levels of that. But I'm noticing less is more. And the less you fret about things, the less you stress out about what you can't control, and the more you do what you can control, the better it is. And you have to keep your basics covered. Like, I always keep my environment clean. I usually do it myself. If I don't have time, if I'm too busy, and right now I'm having a gout attack, I don't have time to do it, I hire a cleaning lady to come and do it. But there's certain things you can't compromise. And that's having a clean environment and also keeping your mental diet clean. So yeah, you can watch the occasional violent movie or The Sopranos or 90 Day Fiance or whatever. That's fine. That's called being human. But for the most part, if you want to be an exceptional person, you need to be consuming exceptional content. So audiobooks, the things you really want to learn. I suggest many audiobooks that are very important for trying to be a better person in personal development. And whatever you're trying to learn, you have to internalize that. So you have to be obsessed with your purpose, obsessed with what it is you are here to do in this world. And you have to give that everything you have, regardless of how much money you're making. And if you're currently working a job you don't like, it's your job to find another one that fits your purpose better. And that might take time, but less is more. And you can't be obsessed with perfection. If you want to start a business, you have to do whatever it takes. When you're done with your day job, you need to come back and spend 2 or 3 hours working on that business. And stop expecting perfection. Start expecting mistakes and failure. And when you realize that there's a learning curve to everything, and you're going to have to change your website a couple times, and you're going to have to change your marketing strategy a couple times, and you're going to have to change your employees and who you hire a couple times, and you're going to have to lose some money. And when you accept that as a part of life, and you start opening yourself up to being okay to be making mistakes, you have to be okay with making mistakes, but continuously taking action forward and adjusting your behavior based on the mistakes. So you can't just sit around and expect manifestations to happen. You have to take the action, and you have to put yourself out there, and you can only do your best. but you have to put yourself out there beyond your comfort zone. So if that's public speaking, you have to go to conferences and make a YouTube channel and put content out there for people to see, and maybe even make comments on that you won't like, but you have to get used to that. And once you do these small things, whatever it is, it's out of your comfort zone. If you're fat, going to the gym. If you're unhealthy, going to the doctor and making a plan. Going on a diet. Once you start doing those things, you cannot be continuously looking at the outcome. Things take a long time. When you plant the seed, it takes time to grow. If you're continuously digging up the seed, instead of watering the seed and picking the weeds around it, if you're continuously digging up the seed to see if it's growing, the seed will die. So you have to let the seed grow on its own time. It's not going to grow on your time, but it's your job to be consistent. If you try 100 different approaches to something, like if you try one diet one week, another diet another week, another diet another week, you're not going to fucking go anywhere. So it's the same thing with anything else. If you're going to try something, you have to be consistent for a while. Even if you fail at it, you need to fail and give it an honest effort and learn the lesson you have to take from the failure. And once you start viewing failure as a stepping stone to success, and you view success as inevitable, that's when the blessings come. And there's certain things you can't have out of whack. You can't expect to meet the person of your dreams and bring them back to a pigsty. And even if you do, and even if the universe grants you that you'll meet the person of your dreams and you bring them back to your house and it's a pigsty and there's dishes piled up and your bed's not made and it's a mess and you look like a mess, that person will be out of your life. So it's the same thing goes, is you need to do the bare minimum to be ready to receive, whether it's keeping a clean house and also keeping a clean mind. So let's say you want to get a job as a nurse. So you're not going to get a job as a nurse by sitting around and watching Grey's Anatomy. You're going to have to initially start getting yourself in the hospital. So initially going to community college and becoming a certified nursing assistant. And then taking the nursing classes slowly until you get enough to get that master's degree or whatever they need to be a nurse. But I've seen so many people do that process, and it's a hard process, and I've seen so many people work hard during that process, but you gradually build that up. So the same thing goes for anything else. You have to gradually build it up, and you have to be okay with the ups and downs of life while it's happening, and the struggles while it's happening, but you need to know it's a sure thing. Just like when you take a university course, you know you're going to get the degree at the end. A lot of these ventures that we do, there's no degree, there's no certificate. It's just you taking a risk. So with these things, you have to have faith in the universe that if it doesn't work out in exactly the way you see it working out, that it will work out in a different way, and you may be sent on a different path. And that's the way life works, and you have to be willing to take the action that's necessary at the point in time and then let go. And so you can show up to the conference, you can be well groomed, you can be well dressed, you can be well read on whatever the conference is about, and it's your job to go out and put yourself out there and talk to people and try and create business. But the outcome's not up to you. The action of putting yourself out there is essential, and nothing will happen if you don't do that. But you have to be okay with your learning curve and the failures in communication at first, and whatever it is that the universe will get you ready to receive your clients and receive whatever it is that you're looking for. But it's not going to be on your timeline, and it's not going to be on your terms. But it's your job to put yourself out there and take the baby steps. So whether that's the first step of cleaning your room and cleaning your car out, that's a first step for many people. Many of my clients is making sure their environment's clean. Even if that involves hiring someone to clean. Or it's a larger step of getting an LLC and starting a company and doing a side gig, or even quitting your job and moving to another job after many years and not being sure. These are different steps. There's big steps, there's big goals, and there's baby steps we take to get there, and they're all necessary. To go for the job interview, you need to first get in the shower and shave. So each step is necessary. There's no step too small, and there's no step you should leave out. So take the steps you need to. And then the part where you let go is so important. There's a part where you do everything, and there's a part where you let go. And you reflect on what you're grateful for. And you have to have gratitude to yourself. You are put here by God. You're an extension of God. God loves you. You need to show gratitude to yourself when you make it into the gym, when you have the courage to talk to that person that you've been afraid to talk to, when you have the courage to apply for another job and go for job interviews or start a new business or whatever it is. You need to give yourself credit and love for doing that, and gratitude to yourself and the universe that you had the opportunity. And once you start living in this love, gratitude, and bliss, opportunities will fall out of nowhere. You'll be so surprised how opportunities will fall out of nowhere right into your lap. And I've seen it with my clients. I've seen it with myself. I've seen it with my family 100 times. Where when you're out there honestly to share your gift and bless other people, whether you're working for other people and getting paid for it, or giving your gifts for free, volunteering, in different levels, it comes back to you on such a high level when you give the best of yourself to others in service. And you're doing that, and you're also sharing your gift with the world, as well as being ready to receive. Having a clean environment, taking care of yourself, respecting your health, respecting your environment, respecting your car, respecting your house, keeping everything clean and ready to receive. The combination of these things puts you in a mode where you're ready to receive, and the universe sees that you're ready, and you start receiving beyond your wildest dreams. So just start taking those baby steps, the small steps, and you'll be divinely inspired to take the big steps, and it'll be like there's someone pushing you. Like when you sign up for that course, or you sign up for that master's degree, or you make that job change, or you go in for that interview, or you ask that person out on a date. It'll be like there's a divine hand pushing you and a divine voice in your mouth, making you say the right thing, do the right thing, take the right action. But it starts with the baby steps. So if you take the baby steps, the big steps will happen. And this is how to use your baby steps to manifest the big things in life. And yes, you need to take your divine inspired action, but there's a point where you leave it and you let go, and you have gratitude, and you just relax and you let the universe do its work for you. And my friend, you'll be so surprised on how far faith can take you. Inspired divine action, working smart, not hard, doing targeted work towards your goal, and just leaving it to the universe. And you'll be so surprised how richly you're rewarded, and how what you put out there, and when you share your gift with others, it comes back 10 times to you, 10, 20 times to you. Whether it's financial, whether it's love, whether it's relationships, whether it's pleasure, you're going to get it back 10 times if you learn what your gift is and you give the best of yourself to others. I'm just ranting now, but I can work with you. I can get to you to get your deepest self knowledge, put it out there, and work with that to help you find your satisfaction, your happiness, help you find the live the life you want, the life, the love, the wealth you want. I can help you get there, help you make a plan, have some accountability. Email me, my information's below, and I can help you make a plan. It really doesn't take that many sessions for motivated people. You can get one session to try it out, or you can save some money and get 4 sessions, and we can really make a plan. And I can check in with you every 2 weeks or every month to see where you're at and help you progress to the next step. And working with me is just investing in yourself. A lot of you are going to be capable of doing this on your own. A lot of you have the mental capacity to work with these ideas and make it a reality. But if you've tried it and you've tried everything else and you've tried your existing support systems and they don't work for you, I've worked with a lot of different people at different stages and helped them get the lives they want and help them to be happy when they do get blessed with what they want, instead of just searching for the next thing, and having the right mindset and having the right relationships to have a fulfilling life. So I'm here for you. My information's below, but I'm happy to give you my best for free. It's my gift to you. It's my labor of love to you. I love you all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Help me out in the algorithm. All right, I'll talk to you soon.